He was touched enough by the story of his Sundowns Netball Club that he had to write. He no, he didn't come visit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he wrote like a personal letter, like connecting his upbringing yakhe and story se-team, impact i-team yakhe eyadlalayo kuyo nale team ayibonayo yethu uba i-impact ezoba nayo ebantwaneni. And then even send waqala wathumela ikiti. Then we made videos sivela like it, and then was send ile nto ngiteki zika-Adidas. So although we didn't win it, but
yeah, it's a win.
Kolisi Foundation knows about it, and the Sundowns Netball Club in Sakhulutsha, which is it was one of our greatest achievements.
Sanibonani, Dumelang, Absheni, hello. Isindini ke ngoku ke usiyabulela wakalengisi niphathele underdogs glorified. Esibanibona ke ngoku abantu akwethu bandichebile ndimhlemane ecaleni kwami kukho ubhuti enimbonayo ba naye userious is here to talk about being an underdog. Ngoba thina sifika sithi I bow down kaloku we give glory kwezo dogs, you understand. So bhuti masubulele man ba you took the time from a busy schedule wazincokola nabantu bakuthi man bayabona pha bangakwazi baqonda hey lo bhuti uskiwa wangathi cute man yabo but abayazi akwenzeka ntoni but ngoku kucela ukuba baxelele man ba ungubani wenza ntoni nani niphuma phi.
Okay, first of all I want to say thank you kuwe Mr. Lofty. Thank you for giving us people like us the opportunity to come to this big platform, because this is not a small platform. This we might be shooting this today, but it will be seen decades and years to come. My kids can go look at this and I will tell them that I got the opportunity through you. Now let me properly introduce myself. Okuhle Mosiuoa. I am a social entrepreneur. I'm based up at Delft. So I'm all about to push his cars.
Yeah, dope. Niyazivela ke bafethu thina siphile lokishini, and then i-one into esoloko sikhala ngayo, sikhala nge-crime, sikhala ngohlobo esiphila ngalo ne-daily basis, like asi-improve ilogic yethu. So bhuti ke ngokwena ngicela ukubuza man uba out of zonke ezi zinto ubunozenza pha lokishini, why did you decide to do a social enterprise and then ubone usikhathalele man ntoni lingaka ngathi?
Siyana, you know, like into xa udalela ubuyenze, like zange ndichoose le path endihambayo, because I remember back when we were just finished before we finished high school, we had one of the biggest events at Delft called the Royal Splash. We used to use the park, talk to a committee and get the park and everything, and then because of the different young people. So while we were doing that, like I had a conversation with one of my friends. I was like, okay, we have people coming into our event, but I feel like we need to give back, man. Like besides bringing them in to come drink alcohol, have fun, and wake up with the papalas tomorrow. What is the positive thing that we can do? And then we discover the sport. Sport is what is needed for the young people to be active and so we took some profits from the money we were making from Ilando events. We organized the netball and soccer street tournament, and it was massive. And the feeling that I got after we done that, it was better than the feeling that I usually get when you're doing these events, social events, but seeing young people being active. And when I look back into those pictures, I see some of the young people ended up being shot. Some of them passed away because there was no consistency in keeping them off the streets and playing the sports. And I feel like that's why I want to give young people in my community what was not given to me, which is support to do something that's going to grow me. Because I could have easily taken a different direction. You know how it is up at Lukshin. I could have easily taken a different direction, but I am here now, and I want to ensure that all of those younger than me, they don't fall in the trap of the majority of the people in the township.
Yeah, it's so touching to hear that. Abona sinaye uMesiya olungileyo, someone who wants to build a community for better. I understand. So I just wonder, man, how did you grow up? Like, did you grow up knowing that in the future you're gonna be this messiah to your community, or when you grew up, you were like, okay, I want to do this thing about my life, but then challenges is life, okanye space that you were in at the time made you realize that no, man, I'm on the wrong path for thinking this way or moving this way. I need to move this route for me to be fulfilled in life.
Yeah, for me, growing up, like I was just curious, and I didn't actually know what I want to do. Like I remember after finishing high school, I'm like, I want to be a businessman. I don't even know what is the meaning of a businessman. I want to be a business. Like the picture that I was creating in my mind is me wearing a suit, carrying a briefcase, walking there, and that was what, like, one of the things that I wanted, and then life happened, bruh. Life happened. Ndakhula nda-experience izinto, ndabona i-neglection egcweleyo kwi-community. I remember we had Mandela Park. When you just get off from Delft Technical High School, you see the space. That space, we used to play soccer every weekend. All the young people from my section, 24, 23, and 25, I'm talking about everybody from my age. Everybody was there from Saturday morning until the Sunday. They don't have time to go rob people. They don't have time to do, yes, some will go, but most of the people were occupied by that space. And eventually, I don't know, the politics of the community, we were kicked out of the Mandela Park. They said they wanted to build a park. And if you can go take a tour at that park, it doesn't even look like a proper park. You just see trees and it looks dirty. So the resources ezinji, yeah, when they have been taken away from the young people in your community, you like, the older generation doesn't care about us. So we need to take the stand. We need to make the moves. We need to create programs to work with, to knock on these doors and try to assist each other, because we're not gonna get help from the older generation. Everything depends on us, Tina. Because I was having a conversation with someone about equire, and then they was like, yo, I wish I dealt with inequality. What are you doing about that? Now you're saying, okay, like, okay, we were in Waterfront. It was my girlfriend, actually. We were watching people in Waterfront. Things like, yo, now what you're doing, you can collect a few young people, bring them together to start the choir. So as young people, we must stop complaining about these things. The solutions are within us. We have the solutions. Tamsiana, that's basically it.
I fully agree about that. We are the solution, because I have a saying nowadays, which is, if you see the problem, it's probably seen by you, and then you have the solution to it. So don't think that if you are seeing this problem, everyone is seeing the same problem. Others might view it a different way, but if you are seeing it on a certain way and then you have a solution, go for it. You'll never know uza neyakhe solution ezo-complement, and then imove one way instead of hayi masilindele umuntu ozowenza ngolu hlobo mna ndiyibona ngalo isolution, whereas inguwe obona le problem, you understand? So you just said napha kuni elokishini there's this abantu badala, or maybe abazi-gatekeepers who are not having the same vision, but zeziphi ezinye challenges that you seem to face on your journey namhlanje, because of sorry, you're trying to make people better, then for sure they're gonna retaliate because of abanye comfort zone kalanto bayenzayo. So what challenges do you face, and then ingaba zikwenza ufile njani after all when nje faces challenges?
There's so many challenges that as an entrepreneur from the township that I face. For example, when I'm hosting events, and the event is called Constructive Conversations, people will hear about it and be like, that's boring. I'm not going there. I remember the one that hurt me the most. It was last year, and I have a big network of young people. So it was almost like a career day, where like we're discussing different careers, not just as careers as in the front that we all know about. So I created an event, invited experts, people that were able to in deep with different careers, and and all this stuff. And attendance was what I wanted, because I felt like that product I was bringing is a product that's needed in the community. Like as I said, I want to do things that were never done for me, but I felt like I needed them. But sometimes when I do those things and then the response yabantu is not what I expect, it hurts me, because I'm like, I'm not missing out on the information. You're missing out on the information. The reason I will make posters and say I'm creating a career day. Now I know my career. So why must I go out of my way to create something, and when I will feel like when you come into that event you're making a favor for me, you're not doing me any favor. Yeah. So those are the challenges that we face. And then when it comes to abantu abadala, like they're too political. I remember when we were building the netball court at the park, we had to fight against our own mothers. Like, I'm calling our own mothers because they are the mothers of our community, and to see now that they were fighting us to do what to get that done. Now abantwana babo, they are playing bala during the weekend. The boys are there, 5 because that was our vision, to take the kids off up estratweni angachayiswa imoto estratweni, but abazali, without talking to us, when they just saw ilento construction and ilento i-truck zizokwenza lanto, like, yo, tenders, we're not tender entrepreneurs, we not, because bona banala mindset of tender entrepreneurs, they started been attacking against us, but we just went the right route and got Ilendo City to do the job that needs to be done for our community. And then sometimes not everything needs to go through them. We, the young people, we want a positive change in our community. So if we can have that understanding with our leaders that not everything needs to go through them, because if everything goes through them, so allow other young people to lead also, and give them respect, not always wanna no, it doesn't work like that.
Look at and then show abantu ba mna community yam I've built this okanye ndenze lena, like uyenze njani, like what process did you follow ukuze ukwazi uachieve lena, okanye usebenze nobani, so that nabo sizokwazi baqhwabela izandla, because of this is an underdog eyenza kwenzeke, ayikhongothi nje, but then iyayidinga le glory, which is thina siyamnika icup yakhe, understand. So I'm very loving like lento yenzekileyo in terms of ba uyenze yenzeke. I'm so touched. I feel like bone we need abantu abafana nawe man elifini.
Yo, my G, the process was its own. I feel like it was heavenly sent. Like, I remember my friend and I, it was Asisi Pomongamil, which is my deputy chairperson, and Samkelo Tlelan, get well my nigga, the one who's currently in hospital. So that day we just decided, well, okay, no, today we're doing networking. There was a tournament here in Felipe, I don't know why, but there was a tournament here, netball tournament. We went to there, and then we went to go watch the tournament. We engaged Nabantu. From there, we moved to Belville South, where our team, Sundowns Netball Club, was playing. That's where we made the white people.
Yeah.
That's where we met the white people. So our team demolished all the teams there in Belville South, from under 9 to the senior team, winning all the games. So there was this one white guy who became our friend, Mr. Michael. So he loved how our team plays, and we also created a vibe because we were singing and all that stuff. And as we were about to go home, so he was there taking videos of us, and then Assisi was like, "Bro, we said we're coming here to network, so let's go to him." We go to Mr. Michael. We have a nice chat, and then we exchange contacts. Fast forward, he knows about our initiative and the fact that we want to make a netball court for the kids in the park, because the park is vandalized. So we want to make the park clean again and put a netball court that's not only going to be used for netball, but during the weekends the boys can come in and make a 5-a-side, and so it's a netball court, but it's used for multi-purposes for the young people of our community. So Mr. Michael helped us. We had a proposal, wrote the proposal, sent the proposal. We were not getting any responses until Mr. Michael stepped in, and luckily Mr. Michael is a lawyer. So I feel like he was our ace of spades there, like when because he helped us to push each and every boundary, and then the people came on board, and then it was not easy. Even if I remember there was one guy who was in that office of building parks or fixing parks. He came to us. We had the meeting. He was agreeing to this, and then he even promised that I will do this and this and this. And then 1 month later, he was out of the office. I'm telling you, and I'm like, we're like, we're feeling okay. Before, like going to us for from city to help us build that, we went house per house, knocking in the doors, asking people for cement and stones. And majority of the people in our community gave us cement and stone, and we built it ourselves. There's pictures of us making the court,
Sure.
but the material was not enough to make a bigger court.
Okay.
So that's where we went, okay, we said we need help now. We need help, because as much as we try not to do this, but there is people who are supposed to do these things. And then Mr. Michael was just the guy to help us, and eventually it happened. And I feel like if we can have more support from each other in the community, we can achieve more. We can achieve more, because Siana, Delft is the most underdeveloped township in Cape Town.
Yeah.
Like, it's the most underdeveloped. It has so much potential, but it's the most underdeveloped because people in Delft, they're so divided mentally. Even like some people come from Langa, some people come from Law and Kokule, so they come with that mentality. But now we're in Delft. Now let's develop where we're staying now. Your home is here now. Forget that mindset about
where
you come from, because I feel that's the reason Delft is still lacking. It has so much potential, but it is the most underdeveloped township. There's no real movement that's happening there, and the unity is how it's scattered.
Just a mess. Yeah. So I just wonder, man, when you face these things, who do you go and conform into? Like zibeke kanje. Ziyakwehlela ezi zinto. Uyalila, uyakhubeka sometimes abantu bathetha nje nawe, but ngubani ucomfortayo at the end of the day, like sisifuba sikabani esiya kuso. So in other words, who's your support structure, or who's that person, or how many people do you have on your corner who say, okay, Suchaf, man, masibhale nye proposal, like, as you said, you've been sending out, but there was no response, but you kept pushing. So who's your pillar of strength? Who's keeping you going, giving you the power? Or what do you do when you are in a situation and you feel like giving up? So that whoever is watching, hey, I'm touched by story sakhe, but I wonder, like, questions like that. So what keeps you going? The conversation, things like that.
I'm a very emotional guy. Undeniable and being I let my emotions out, especially to people that I know I trust them. I won't try on the street, but I remember this one time, cancel in the park. Because there's these trucks trying to build this thing. But they are busy like, cancel, no. And then like that made me cry, dog. I'm like, these are mothers of children. They should be happy that we bring something like this, bruh. But now I'm busy fighting with them back and forth, and then stuff like that touched me, bruh. And then the lila, and then and his support structure. I'm to answer you, bruh. It's basically my family and the girlfriend. And they know I will always like. But clean how I'm feeling and let it out all the time, and because Lando, I know is crumble, because I always get told about what I'm doing is not a child's play.
Definitely.
It's not a child's play, and it's training. When I'm saying it's training, sometimes I'm like, you know what? I can just go take an easy route in the pass law enforcement, in pay whatever and just forget about the dreams of land.
For development.
I can easily do that, but my heart and my mind will never allow me to do that. I would never allow me to lay light. Go 10, even the uniform, like nothing happened. like into ezincinci ezinja. It's things like that that always push me to the community, bra. You can make a positive impact. Noba kancinci. You remember what the story of the young girl throwing fishes into the ocean, Nilani starfish.
Oh,
The starfish.
okay.
So
Art of possibilities.
yes, the book Art of Possibilities is rule number 4.
Yeah.
It's called being a contribution. So that's all I'm trying to do. Trying to throw one starfish at a time, one starfish at a time. Eventually, I might save hundreds of starfish, and they will give more birth to more starfish, knowing that okay, in this world we need to be strong and together and push forward. So yeah, I'm saying,
I'm so happy, man, that we still connecting namhlanje. Otherwise, to those who don't know, no follow, yes, but we're not gonna share this Okuhle episode. No, we just wanna give him his flowers while he's still alive. And while you're speaking, man, ngikhumbuza iline kaZola ethi indaba yami iselekasi, it breaks my heart to ubona all over emakhoneni kusho khona ukuthi imisebenzi ayitholakali yabo uzazigqabezelela ke la ngoma but it's called Don't Cry yabo kaZola 7. So I fully feel your pain, bro, because of bona ezi zinto ziyas-affecta in a way bona like indirectly because of kurobha kule ihontshi nomnyango kurobha kule ya but singabali bayigqibeleni yonke le yami beyi-planned crime ibona elokishini isambe nzima ngoku, you understand. But then ke ngoku wena ziyaziface ezi zinto siyivile leyo ne unayo ngoku i-support structure yabo. So nje unayo i-support structure ithini ke ngoku like i-team yakho onayo on your back, like zithini plans eninazo ngoku ne-team yakho because of I know usebenzi wedwa siphume kancinci kwindaba yoba abantu bayakudraina. Now that unabo abantu ozivusele bona, what are you planning to do? Because of imajority yabantu abakhoyo ngoku asking themselves, okay, ubhuti man siyayazi uba wants to change ikasi ne. So sifuna ukwazi ukuba how are you planning to do that?
Okay, let me first start on personally ngapha kukho Ntozonke kwi-Sakhulutsha development. NPO will be private.
Okay.
So Ntozonke yona is basically focused on private tutoring or mangathi private tutoring. Let me say it's a positive impact space that wants to provide quality education for our kids. So Ntozonke plans zayo is to have this space where as a young person you come in, you do what you need to do, like there's Wi-Fi access for you. If you need a tutor, you just it's in the same room. If you need a therapist, it's in the same room. Like anything that's gonna help your mental strength, I want to have a space that will, okay, even if obviously you have to make an appointment, but okay, no, this is Nancy profile. I need to talk to Ntozonke, life coach or whoever. We make sure we assist young people with that. And then the most important thing of that space is to having a space where abantwana become they complained to me last year a lot, but cross night now. So Ilani Ntozonke wants to create that space this year. Positive impact into Ntozonke, but we need to make an income, and like we can't just keep on. Like I also feel like trying to eat free. Abantu abayivaluishi bra, like they banza nje. Abenza nje awuyenzi la impact of uyenzayo, but as soon as kukho monetary involve umuntu nayo uyayivaluisha, respect it, because it's a space for kuzosebenza funeka abantu ba feeling ngathi this is our space to be stars out there, because that's where we're going to create stars out of it Delft. We're going to create abantu abazolida ilento next generation. So it's funeka space umuntu ayepha eyazi ba I'm going to add value, and value is going to be added kum xa ndipha kusa space. And that's Ntozonke plans kaNtozonke. As then Sakhulutsha development yona say is as NPO we still pushing to do ilento bigger things, because like ngoku eyona nto nedekayo sibona iyaleka, it's like akho holo gazi njengoba ngakho holo nje akho sport complex. So Sakhulutsha it's aiming for into ezinjalo yona to create a space where like we know okay something like Izolani Center ezokwazi ba to keep abantwana be active, like for example as I mentioned, by girlfriend, I'm wanting to study choir and stuff. So when you have a space like that, people will come with different ideas. There's dances, there's different thing. We put them there. But again, if I call space to do that, how we supposed to develop the community?
Yeah.
So those are the plans. Trying to find the right proposal and meet the right people to assist us, help the community too.
But you've done it once, you can do it again.
Definitely.
You can do it again. It seems like there's a lot of development needed. Most powerful, shit. But yeah, it's one. I don't know if I'm hold when back. If you're watching there, one, don't just look at the problems and focus on them. Just look at the opportunities and focus on those, because problems will always be there. Just find opportunities and work with what you have. As Banisive, but then he makes means. He makes means by my back on the enzekayo. Unayo i-network yakho uyazama uyatitiza, like ibone i-vision i-greater than as challenges edibana nazo. So I hope now you are empowered, ubone ngoku like uyavukelwa nawe zizinto ofana uba ndiyazenza ndandifuna ukwenza lena ukhula kwami, understand, but andakwazi. So bhuti wami ngoku you are running two different things, like udevelop abantwana through Ntozonke at the same time through kusakhulutsha yabo. So why did you choose izinto ezimbini when you should have done one? Like umzekelo, if you want to train i-mentality abantwana, Ntozonke is already doing that through isikolo, but then it seems like ngathi uphinde wa-realize about there is maybe a need yoba xa bephuma esikolweni mabephinde benze ini. So it's like ngoku you wanna be involved kumntana from ekuseni uyotsho ebusuku, so why do we take that road?
Yeah, like I feel like Ntozonke nesakhulutsha zinto eyi-one and ziphusha le nto i-same le nto, but isakhulutsha has a bigger team, which is in the executive board and everybody yona. Ntozonke, where like Ntozonke, it's what nangoku ndicinga into ngoku, I consult with my partner, we make it happen. Whereas Sakhulutsha, we need to sit in meetings and then I can't just decide on the Sakhulutsha. I might be chairperson, but I can't just decide. And ngoku, so I found out because eqale yakhona is Sakhulutsha. While working to Sakhulutsha, I was like, okay man, khona abantu lekhaya. Sakhulutsha, yeah, we're trying, but khona abantu lekhaya because NPO we're not getting paid. So abanye umuntu uyaphangela izinto zakhe. So zikhona into ezilekhishayo ezinedayo. That's where Ntozonke comes in and pick up from ezando le nto Sakhulutsha aziyekayo yena because of his scale sakhe nobukhulu bakhe nendlela amuva ngayo. So Ntozonke is there to pick up those pieces and make a land be right.
Intelligent for 2 hours. Even though we've been friends for quite some time, so it makes sense. You wanna make sure that you are involved. You won't level you change, which is a good thing. We probably understand. I love the fact that we are considering, but there should be money involved. As much as we are running on passion, if you we can't run away from that. Understand? So it's like because of what I've noticed is abantu pay premiums kwindawo ezithile, like xa besiya kwi-gym ko-vegetative, they don't complain phaba sikhupha le mali, but then kwi-black businesses they come and look for a discount. When umuntu uyamdiscounta afuna i-discount my problem. How is that? Like siyafa singabantu abamnyama, so ingase siyitshintshe nathi la mindset. Niyava kuba nobhoti utsho njani into yakhe uba uzile nesolution wabomba noma fuel yanideka waza noNtozonke kwelinye icala, understand? So ngoku nje unazo zonke izinto zeziphi achievements oqomba lena engaske abantu bayazi ba mhlambe for Ntozonke kuqala zithini highlights onazo foreign that you can share nabantu, and nje ubacacisa ba nexesha ngakanani uyirana and then nazo achievements onazo. This is the time you've been running usakhulutsha, and then nazi achievements on your belt. It doesn't need lezi medals, but just in moments oqomba significant for wena.
Isakhulutsha iqale operate kakhulu during ile nto i-COVID 2020 when COVID is hitting us hard. Everybody's at home, but you know how I guess netball, like it's like
ordinary day.
It's ordinary day. and then kids started going back to school, so babuya bephethe ezipacks esikolweni umisi babalahla nje ngamaphepha babalahla nje ngamaphepha, then abazali abafundanga. So that's where we started stepping in, Tina. There was a crash ibivaliwe because it was COVID, so we used that crash to learn to basinceda homework and stuff. That's where like I also developed this love of tutoring, because COVID, fast forward the COVID, and then like crash was not there anymore, but can go to some few parents who came to me, were like, please continue tutoring my kids. Please go. You want to tutor? I'm going to tutor them. And the ends like during COVID, but pass abandon like so achievements. It's seeing abandon like because of la moment de la COVID. Ungabona like ziyakhula ngosiko grade 7 ezinye grade 6 yebhuti abanye bathi tishala ubona. So the impact that was done during that time, they still know it, and then to see them going forward with life wabo, it's a big achievement from my side. It feels like, well, okay, I did something during the hardest time, during the hardest time there was something to do. Exactly. Those kids were able to get help. And besides, like, I remember there was this one boy, he came in a code 1 to maths. A smart boy, but he's very smart, and like when I met him, because when a child comes in there, a block whatever has been said, guy, when a child comes in, create a new environment, new mindset. So I come there, the test, I always have a test before he does the test. Hey, how about this boy? He's not struggling that much. Why is this a code 1? So I started telling him that when are you good boy, when are you are very brilliant, you are a very smart boy. And I think the bonus bar name mistakes, mistakes are take your time and believe in yourself. Believe you me, that boy now is an A mathematics student. He's still in primary school, but he's getting code 7s and above, 80% and above, because I believe that the only thing I did, I didn't teach him how to do maths, I didn't teach him basics, but I just shifted his mindset from what he was told by whoever, maybe a teacher, maybe somebody at home. I changed that mindset and gave him it's a strength so when you're good enough. So the achievements now is strong by I impacted for life. That boy is not gonna say I hate maths. I remember Angel you used to say you are put an eternal maths, and I love the attitude. And then my job is to change, to make maths fun for you. And then now you class in I subject as boss maths so those are the things I'm like when I'm looking back, I'm like as long as mdana I feel like bona base open minded, base willing to receive information. So if you can stop giving negative feedback abantwaneni, yes, we need to basibangxolise now and then, but negativity yakho mntaneni, it goes straight to his subconscious yomntana. Once abaphaka subconscious awuyazi into zakwenzeka emntaneni. Uzawumbona like there's this boy engisandoqala naye msiyana, he knows English words, he knows the meaning yawo, but he can't read or write them. So I'm trying to understand, but why, how can into enjoy? You know big words, I'll tell you about I'll tell you, but when you have to spelling and he can't. So that's why I feel like negative Lendo criticism is one of his reasons. Yeah, it might be deeper than that, but like I lose confidence. Lendo school to asuka ukwazi spell wena ukwazi spell lanto yang ear register ngqondweni, and then it blocks ke ngoku la information akasaphinda kwazi umntana spell because of la negative feedback okuyifumana. But
yeah, most definitely, man. Ikhona i-trauma or negative feedback I receive. Maybe it's too much. Yeah, because it sounds like long to too intelligent, but it's just that you need a platform. ezam-alawa like imele shushu erameni azovele nje angena abe-grand azenzele. I'm so surprised not really surprised but happy to hear wena mnganami ubona uba as much as sikude in terms of seeing your work directly, like ngoku silapha you're getting to hear about man, exception behind the cameras this guy is doing such things and then you're not only focusing uba mabatshintshe abantwana but uyabatraina man bangaphinde bengabo izolo. Kwenzeka njani kusakhulutsha sityebisele man thina highlights?
Shout out to Sia Kolisi no Sis Rachel Kolisi, like once again it was Ulendo Mr. Michael again.
Mr. Michael, we need you here. Please,
so he took a video. There was this competition ka Adidas through the Kolisi Foundation. He took a video from the Sundowns Netball Club. Send the video as well, entire competition. And unfortunately, because we're a netball team and CS is a rugby, and it was won by a women's rugby team, which made sense. It made sense, but that they win the competition. But he was touched enough by the story of his Sundowns Netball Club that he had to write. No, he didn't come visit.
Oh, okay.
So he wrote like a personal letter, like connecting his upbringing yakhe and then the story set team, the impact team yakhe eyadlalayo kuyo nale team ayibonayo yethu ba impact ezobanayo ebantwaneni. And then he even send waqala wathumela ikiti. Then we made videos like it, and then was send a take his Adidas. So although we didn't win it, but
it's a win.
Kolisi Foundation knows about it, and the Sundowns Netball Club in Sakhulutsha, it was one of our greatest achievements. And I feel like the recognition we got from the Kolisi Foundation was also pushed Ilendo is take like a city to be able to la court because we are in the process of fighting for la court, and then we got a recognition from the Kolisi Foundation. So young land are connected because you know most you know what I'm saying, up and it's all about the relevance. If you are friends with whoever, for example, they loved entertainment TV in their house. So now that he be invited, he be interviewed maps. Now there's more eyes on it because of relevance of Ulendo maps. So that's the world we live in. Unfortunately. So see Kolisi Foundation
I know now to one you know almost we always communicate. But after I saw that I was like, no, I was convinced to see I was there. Like, see a Kolisi, there's a I'm like, see you laugh, but then I'm like, like, but at least if it has no nandis, but he wrote something. The fact that when they've won a prize, one-time thing, when you are left in his heart, more than a faith, eternal thing, you understand? So you're just gonna need to prove yourself even further, so that so his opinion who's gonna say, hey, there's a netball team, my netball friend, do this for one. Because you know, elite, they have connect permanent, understand? So from what I'm saying, I'm saying grand, like big ups in Jayam, I'm always proud, I'm always happy for improvement, I've been there from day one, I understand, so don't ever give up, that's what you're gonna say. Tina Singh, one of those clarified is that the fact that we've been recognized by one star. If you've done it once, it's going to happen again. If you've done it once, you're going to do it again. If it's been done once, it's going to happen again. Challenge, understand. So, we see a Kolisi namhlanje for Sakhulutsha. You'll never know, Minister of Education might recognize it. You never know, as you know about Tina Gaparana dogs. clarify as much as we can. So before we let you go, man, I just want to know what advice that you can share who wants to start what you are doing today, or someone who wants to be a netball player, just people who are not on the field but would love to jump in. What's your advice, Kup?
Okay. Before I go to advice, I first want to shout out to our coach, Ulendu Uspesi Lando. Like, she's a young woman. She's pushing, and she's a mother. Like he coached Sundowns, and then also he found and she was the one who allowed the Sakhulutsha to be part of Ilendo brand yakhe, and we're able to elevate one another because we're from the same community. We came with a proposal to help all netball teams in our community. Unfortunately, because of like generational gap, abantu abadala bona befeel like siyobe teams zabo, not understanding the role of NPO. But now if they're looking by EP Sundowns now by collaborating with the Sakhulutsha in this achievement, now they realize, but had we listened to these boys when they came with this up, nathi abantwana bethu beku different lento yabo. So but so just advise when it comes to working with the community, don't ever like ulendo une high expectations to your community. You can come with a positive and the most pure idea to wanting to help, but you'll be spat on the face. I'm telling you, like when you're so pure, you see the gap. You see, like we are talking about the problems, and you see a problem. Try to. Sometimes you're gonna see something, a community, a problem, solve, but the first encounter with man, beka pants, by hey, I cut. So you need to have la inner strength when it comes to working with the community. You need to expect anything and expect uba ungaviswe ngoku wena yonke uyiplanile kuthiwa ivenue ayifumani namhlanje sokudala advertise kuthiwa hayi ivenue ayifumani, so expect anything and do it because it comes from up. It must come from within you. It must not be something of uyenza because I want to benefit in the long term. Yes, we all want to benefit in the long term, but if you're working with the community, into yokuqala mayibe love yakho of what you're doing and believing in what you want to do. Yeah, so that's basically my advice for anybody who wants to do the social work, election.
Yeah, dope. So 2023 ngowethu, that's what I've been saying to all my friends. Yeah, so for Sakhulutsha this year, what are you hoping to achieve? What's that one goal you feel like it's a must but money achieve? For Tina as Underdogs Clarify, I'm telling you, this year we're gonna interview an international star. We've started with Maps. International star this year. Only once is Mbamba Pasnogole night. That's our goal for the year, for 2023. So what's that one goal for Sakhulutsha, and then what's that one goal for Ntozonke?
Yeah, for Sakhulutsha, basically like Sakhulutsha and a big plan is approaching this private land. Or if there is a government thing that can help us, that will also be wow. But we just want to build a space for community, develop a community in a way. Yeah. And as for Ntozonke, the biggest thing is space for positive impact. So by September funeka sibe sikhona apha abantwana bazokwazi usitadishela khona bathini bafumane ilento bapileno. Although ezinye izinto ezifana ne-therapy ne-life coaching might follow, but esa space sona needs to be there by ulento by September, which is my birth month. So that's the goals for this year.
Yeah, dope for it. Anything is possible, ladies and gentlemen, man. That's all I can say. And then if you keep your mind into the goal, like if ingqondo yakho only sees the goal, trust me, you're gonna achieve it. But it's not only about sticking into the goal, but your actions nazo funeka zikuncede yabo, because usually abantu always speak about my mindset yakho needs to change, be positive qala, but if actions zakho are not Ubona if azikho aligned ayizunceda lana mhlambi ndibe positive 5 minutes like ngohlala nawe ngoku hlala nokuhle upositive 5 minutes ndiyosebenzisa i-hour nomntu negative that won't help fit yabo. So you need to change yabona ndibeka abantu abazoyibona le vision yami, abantu abazothi xa ndiyithethayo baze nezinye ideas. But if uthetha nabantu uthi hayi ndinale idea ayigalela amanzi kanti kuthiwa no you can't achieve le nto, abantu abaprojecte ii-fears zabo kuwe, you are on the wrong space. So mpintsha man for sure bakhona abantu abakujongileyo bathi uhandsome phaa, so omnye bethe mandikubuze ba ingaba ii-DMs zakho zidry na or kanjani. So naxa siya kuSeptember umntu azazi uba okay ithini le yakhe.
Hayi DMs zidry
sedesert
handsome guy but akupopi. Let me also use this opportunity. But as I spoke, how my journey started with events and stuff, and we lost thousands of rands because of events. I didn't mention that. But now, this year, there's something coming. I might be coming back into that field. And now, this time, it's all about making money. And i-real splash yabuya. Izoba mnandi, iDelft sayivusa ibiseyilela iDelft sayivusa.
Ne-Royal Splash phinde baxelele futhi bala ngoma siyisebenzisayo abantu.
Hayi ingoma yami le. Ingoma yami.
Keep him credit. So ingoma ka-Okza leyana bafowethu lithini igama layo?
Hayi igama layo ngu-Strictly for My Queen, produced by Orlando, my colored friend Utelo from Orlando LCs.
Shout out my brother. So bafethu it's all about to connect man nomculo maneni uva xa qala i-episode yethu naxa iphela ingoma yenziwe nguye. So zikhona ezinye izinto ofuna uziplaga, you can plug amajita wakho mhlawumbi okanye ezinye events enizozenza throughout the year.
Okay, the most important event is is the one is Spelling Bee. I've already have been sent of my notification from a good friend of mine, Avio Alape Philip. She just sent 175 for Abandona Baka by 7. Like for example, I'm getting support from Enyanga at Delft. Say one Patareleo from Dan. So this already tells me this one is going to be bigger. It's going
bigger
to
and
be
better.
So that's the next big event that I have in mind.
No, but what I've noticed, not really something I've noticed, but what I love is I want you to also adapt like inch. Always affirm ichomi zenu bafowethu, tell them when they are doing great bafethu. Okokoko like yabo inja yami yenza the most ngoku iyangixelela about there's support outside of the community, but then I use chaff, I understand. So to keep up the good work man, fowethu thina siyabona umsebenzi wakho, even though mhlambi singamane silike singabanye, but you are sing yonke le way, understand wena mfowethu. So keep up the good work njaya man yabo mfowethu, I'm always inspired ukuhlangana nawe. Yayazi every time sihlangana siring life women bethu mfowethu, and then we are always elevating when
one thing people won't know about you, like yazi ne i-connection yam nawe even nathi zange siyichoose yabo, like we met in a classroom of how many people, but we ended up connecting more yabo than we could have connected with anybody, but we ended up connecting and then the inspiration endiyifumana kuwe, and I know whenever you're not a bullshitter, like some people can't take lanto, but I know Siana won't bullshit me and say Okza benza good kodwa bensenza nonsense while ndilala kudebethu 10 kodwa umsiyana xa kuba ndichomi yakhe funa ndifeel good. So like I want to say I appreciate you my nigga for being the brother that you are to me. You the brother that I always needed. So it's all about pushing Love Entertainment International Star.
For me, to the fast growing podcast. We love each other. We can talk forever. But then we always have a funny question before we close. Our final question. Does body count matter when you're in a relationship? Like, like if by chance, does it matter?
Sounds controversial because as cheater Mazao, body count, especially from Mandin Shalika say one.
Yeah.
And then go to yo. Hey, I'm better. About 5 niggas as you. I talk.
Too much.
I just want a relationship. But
Whoa.
in contrast, a lot. Yeah, it's normal, but except, but this guy.
Fine.
We munge more than 10 like Kalotina, which is so weak, Tina, we can't take land. I won't lie. Gagging in the gas. You have no Siana, Vana, Abonobani, Nobana. Matters.
So at least when I give you for about women's wife material.
Yabona wife material need banga umuntu okwazi uziphatha, because the minute uzoba ne body counts as needs, yes, yeah, you can have fun, but once everybody's gonna know you to that deep level, because umuntu xa have sex now quasi very deep, yabo. So xa uzoba needs, it means ke ngoku I can't rely on you uba ndikuthembe ngento yabo. So at least untombazana man into ebalulekileyo kuzilento man kuzikhathalela, and then uzirespect, and then i-body counts zizakho umuntu mhlawumbi umuntu wam ndithi iyi-1 kanti ziyi-10, but at least uyakwazi uzifihla. I respect it. So mabekho laa respect, yabo, umuntu oba uyarespectwa xa ehamba phaa. Not everybody can point by, oh, I've been there. I spot.
Yeah, it's all about respect, ladies and gentlemen. Otherwise, we respect our time, we respect you. Now, to go let that you have watched this content. Like, subscribe, please comment down below. Man, sicalele ba yinto oyithandileyo okanye kuwe ingabibalekile i-body count okanye yephi into ozokwakha ngayo ulutsha elokishini yakho okanye yintoni into yakho ozothi uba yinto zonke yakho wena uqala namhlanje moving forward, yabo. Otherwise siphumile ke thina ndisenguye ke la siyabulela umhle, niyazi uba kwathiwa xa isana uzalwa kwathiwa yho siyabulela ngalo mtsana. Fethu siphumile, my kamnandi. Thank you for it.